Okay, so here's an article. It came out actually yesterday, but nonetheless caught my attention. Canada bans TikTok on government issued devices. Canada is committed to keeping government information secure, per an official. So, what took so long? Now, the US, I think it was just a month or two ago, we did the same, or at least some government agencies did. I'm not actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. That might have been for particular states. Not too sure. Nonetheless, we've known about this for a couple years. There's a certain orange fella who told us about this as he was laughed out of town by literally everybody. But before we get too into it, first a word from today's sponsor. Today's video sponsor is Augusta Precious Metals. Is the Biden economy hurting your 401k or IRA? Well, help is on the way. Request the free gold IRA guide that persuaded Mark Levin to diversify his retirement with gold and precious metals. According to Mark, they won't just sell you, they'll educate you so you can make your own decision. Many of my supporters love Augusta Precious Metals, and you will too. Get yourself the free gold IRA guide at kofefi.click/IRA. kofefi.click/IRA. Okay, so Canada banned TikTok on government-issued mobile devices on Monday over data security concerns, following a similar ban from the European Union last week. The government of Canada is committed to keeping government information secure. Mona Fortier, the president of Canada's Treasury Board, said in a statement, "We've regularly monitor our systems and take action to address risks." So, the multi-million-dollar question is, where the hell was Canada over 2.5 years ago when Trump said this? They wanted to laugh him out of town. Where the hell was the mainstream media 2.5 years ago when Trump said this? Other than labeling him a wacko conspiracy theorist trying to take away a real cool, hip, and fun kids' social media platform. Where was Europe 2.5 years ago, right? We could play this game all day long. Where were our intelligence agencies? They're so smart, aren't they? But it took over 2 years for them to finally take action. Let me ask you something. You don't think that, for the most part, China has already accomplished their goal with TikTok? Have you been on TikTok? It's all gay, transgender, wussification of men. Now, we live in a free country. People could do whatever the hell they want when they're adults. This is targeting children. And why is it on the Chinese version of TikTok, like the one that they actually allow in China, it's educational. They teach math and science and reading and things that will move their society ahead. But on the American version, we have all this wacko propaganda nonsense, all intended to turn our boys into little sissies. Because if you weaken the males in a society, you weaken the whole damn thing. And here's the difference between Americans and the Chinese and pretty much almost every enemy that we face. We tend to think of short term. And a lot of our enemies, they're always playing long ball. They're thinking 20 years from now, 25 years from now. Well, we're already starting with the soldiers or the kids who would be soldiers 25 years from now. We're turning them into sissies and wimps. Everybody's offended. I mean, everything's racist, everything's homophobic, everything is, when you look at the wokeness in our military today, it seems like they spend time and money doing everything but preparing to fight. Now, personally, I don't like war. I'd rather have peace. Okay. I look at our military as an insurance policy to stay out of conflicts. However, you're not very scary when you're skipping around and your biggest concern is, what pronouns we're going to go by. Yeah, they, them. Yeah, I'm Joey, they, them. Yeah, that's scary. That's real scary. So now, now we're not allowing TikTok on government devices in Canada. To be perfectly honest with you, with the amount of data collection, even from Google and Facebook and Twitter, not so much Twitter now as it was, but I'm sure there's still data collection going on that's still not, that they don't have a handle on. None of these apps should be on a government phone, period. For what? If you're the Secret Service or an FBI agent or whatever, I don't need you on Facebook while I'm paying you to work. The fuck do you have these apps on those phones anyway? Those apps shouldn't be on the phone. If we're gonna pay you guys a salary, the least you could do is do a damn hard day's work. When you go home and you get on your damn personal phone, you can Facebook all day. Google your ass off. Who cares? You shouldn't be doing that shit on the job anyway. And you would think, our government, for government employees, would have their own system that's secure. But no, we're a bunch of idiots here in America. So stay off TikTok. I know a lot of you guys, despite the warning and despite the fact that you support Trump, even after he said to get off TikTok, a lot of you guys still stayed on. I you know, I a lot of things really make me wonder with some people. I don't know if you guys thought he was kidding. I mean, it's that bad that the Joe Biden administration is now making us think of it. You got to kind of question that too, because we know Joe Biden's in bed with China. Why is it that they're pushing back at China with this TikTok thing? And granted, Joe, he kind of did that real quietly. And I'm not sure, I don't remember if it was the entire federal government or if these were local state governments that were banning TikTok on government phones. I don't remember. It was too long ago. And too many things have happened since then. Why are they all starting to push back on China? Is it because China is now getting involved with Russia? I mean, what is Joe going to do? He's bought and paid for by the Chinese. So, and so are most of these other foreign leaders, by the way. This isn't just a thing exclusive to the United States. I focus on the United States because I'm an American, right? But if we look at Canada and if we look at anywhere in Europe and we look at, you're going to see the same thing. They're all in bed with the CCP. And the CCP obviously isn't the large power at play here. That would be these bankers and everything else. This is all an incestuous thing. They're all in bed with one another, and all against us. And that's the irony here. You have the dishonest media pushing propaganda and dividing us against each other, But at the end of the day, you and I may have a difference in opinion on something political or a policy idea. They just hate us, right? They hate you and I the same. So it's best if we all just stop buying their propaganda and nonsense. Uh, there is no explaining how the media dropped the ball on this. Um, they used it to beat Trump over the head and make him look insane, when now they're admitting that he was right, obviously. Seems like he's been right about everything. You know, you look at just this week so far. So the origin of the Kung flu was Wuhan, the lab. That was racist. TikTok is a data collection app for the CCP. We had a major invasion at the southern border and problems there, right? He was a racist when he said that. The economy's a mess. Lack of manufacturing. Almost everything that the guy has told us, NATO, remember that doozy? He wanted us out of NATO because people weren't paying. And now look, now NATO wants to bring Ukraine in, the most corrupt country in the world. People should really start asking themselves, and maybe you don't like Trump, maybe you don't like his attitude, maybe you don't like his personality, but you know what? His policy was all solid. And you have to ask yourself, why did he try to warn us about all this stuff? And why is it that everybody and their mother all said he was crazy and this and that? And what about the people now that have turned on him? The dude did all the right things. And yes, I think he made a couple mistakes, personally. Leaving office was one of them when you knew they stole the election, and the vaccines. But nonetheless, anybody who has, politician wise or media person wise, anybody that's backed away from this guy didn't do it for either of those reasons. It's some nonsensical stuff. He is the right guy. Now we just got to figure out how we can actually get him elected. Because let's face it, we have about a year and a half to go, and we haven't done a damn thing to secure our elections. So now we need to figure out how to get this guy in there. We have the candidate. I love how a lot of people want to change the candidate. That's not the problem, isn't the candidate. The problem isn't the amount of votes that the candidate is getting either. It's the fact that they don't count. And if you think for a minute that a guy like DeSantis is going to get 3 times the amount of votes that Trump gets, or twice as many, you're kidding yourself. That guy doesn't have a shot in hell. He probably couldn't even get elected to pick up dog shit in my backyard, and I don't have a backyard or a dog, and he still probably couldn't pull it off. So let's stop with that. You want to change the candidate. The problem is the system, not the candidate. Trump didn't lose. He got robbed. Time to wake up. That's all I have to say here. If you do me a favor, like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out today's video sponsor, Augusta Precious Metals. Get yourself the free gold IRA guide at covfefe.click/IRA, covfefe.click/IRA. I would not, I can't say this enough, leave my retirement in the hands of the cabal. They're a bunch of liars and thieves. Get the free guide. It's free. Till next time.